China is taking over the world, almost without activating any military force, only using financial means. The Chinese work according to the tradition of Confucius, which speaks of obedience, order, and conservatism, but also excellence. Confucius said, "One ant can destroy an entire dam." And it seems that this is how they're really working today. The Chinese are also buying their influence here in Israel, in Africa, in Iran, and the United States, and in many other places. When you come to think of it, every day on the news you hear of something else Israeli that became Chinese. It started with Tnuva, continued with a new port in Haifa, and who knows where is it all headed. What do you think? I'm not so worried about this. Why? We don't understand what forces are in act here. I'm speaking of forces of nature, that these forces of nature are managing everything and are directing the world toward progress. So, in order to reach progress in current times, we need such forces that exist in China. When I see how they work, their approach is very interesting. They buy everything, meaning what? You can buy from Iran, we'll buy from Iran. You can buy in Israel, we'll buy in Israel. They don't care that these are enemy countries. I buy from both. It's like a gambler who gambles on all sides at once. So, go figure, maybe precisely the Chinese that will buy here and there will be the ones that will make peace between Israel and Iran. I wouldn't place the future of the world in anybody's hands. Why? Nature's forces are managing the Chinese themselves. Is it possible that in 5 or 10 years the head of the Chinese Communist Party will be more powerful than the President of the United States? It's possible, of course. And it doesn't worry you? No. Why? I don't know. It seems to me that being dependent on the Americans is much worse. The Chinese are very practical. They don't have an ideology. They left the communist ideology a long time ago. They want to rule the world. And according to their approach, it'll happen now or in 1,000 years. It doesn't matter. They have time. Absolutely. And perseverance. Yes. And diligence. Yes. So it seems like they have a winning card. Their winning card is that it's not religion. It's not philosophy. It's only control. Do you think that they'll completely take over Israel? I don't know what you mean by take over Israel. We'll take over the country that exists here now. Maybe. And it doesn't worry you as an Israeli? No. But they'll take away our independence. What independence do you have? Financial independence? Where do you have that? Israel is a tech powerhouse. Every year we produce more and more, and everything we'll produce. They'll buy. They have money. This doesn't belong to you for a long time. Only you don't know about it. What will change if you know or don't know? That's an interesting point of view. So, if we're looking at the Israeli interest, how can we defend ourselves from the rising power of China? We have to rise above these calculations, just as much yours as the Chinese and Israelis and in general. And think, what is the correct purpose of our existence on this planet? What do you want your purpose in life to be? To buy these factories? To buy all the high tech? What? I want for the country to be strong in order to protect me and my children. I want that. It won't happen. It won't. Why? Because you see for yourself, and throughout history you can see it too, how all countries rise and fall and at the end mix so much that no country is independent. It cannot exist in and of itself. It cannot exist above others. Rather, there are ups and downs like that. So what can guarantee our future as Israelis? That we will want to be Israelis. That we will know what it means to be Israel. How do you define being Israel? To try and rise above the egoistic nature of this world, and especially above the current Israeli nature, and connect above it, because this is opposite to our nature. We're very egoistic. To connect together, in love, in connection, and so we will rise above and be truly above everyone, and no one will be able to take it away from us. And then we'll be able to open to all of humanity this attainment of connection, of existing above nature, and everyone will want to connect to us. Then, through this, you will reach such states, such heights, that the Chinese cannot think of.